Meanwhile, the Egyptians will vote for the third and the final day on Tuesday in the presidential polls that has been overshadowed by an economic crisis and the war in neighbouring Gaza. Well, the incumbent Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is expected to retain his power for a third term. Well, Sisi is running against three relatively unknown contestants, and they are number one, Farid Zarhan. Well, he's the leader of the left-leaning Egyptian Social Democratic Party. Apart from him, the second contestant we're talking about here is Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who's the incumbent president of Egypt. Apart from him, the third candidate is Abdel Sanad Yamana, and lastly, Hazem Omar. These are the four candidates who are contesting the presidential elections in Egypt as of now. Well, it's been over a decade since Sisi is at the helm, and in 2013, as then military chief, he overthrew Egypt's first democratically elected president, who came to power after the 2011 Arab Spring uprising that removed autocrat Hosni Mubarak. Apart from this, after running for 2 terms, Sisi amended the constitution in 2019, and that allowed him to contest another election. Now, Sisi's tenure has been characterized by severe dissent on various issues. Number one, also on the crackdown on dissent across the political spectrum in Egypt, and this led to the detention of tens of thousands. Well, some see him as a leader even worse than Hosni Mubarak. Now, critics have raised questions of the legitimacy of the ongoing elections and also of the previous elections, where Sisi secured overwhelmingly 97% votes. Well, many see this year's election as a sham and also a waste of money amid the various crises that the country faces right now. Let's also now take a closer look at the challenges that Egypt is facing at the moment under Sisi's rule. Well, the skyrocketing inflation is at 34.6% as of November. That's number one challenge that the country faces: inflation, skyrocketing inflation in Egypt. Apart from this, foreign debt is also piling with a severe shortage of hard currency. The IMF fund has postponed 2 reviews of a $3 billion loan program this year after Egyptian authorities failed to carry out required reforms. That's challenge number 2. Meanwhile, Sisi has blamed COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine for the economic woes in Egypt. But experts say that it's the massive infrastructure spending that is draining the state's coffers at the moment. Now, let's also not forget that the war in Gaza, which is adding to Sisi's troubles as it has disrupted tourism and natural gas imports to Egypt. Well, the voters are heading to polls with mixed reactions at the moment. However, celebrations across the country could also be seen amid voting, with people waving flags and blasting patriotic songs from speakers around the polling stations. After the 3-day voting concludes on Tuesday, results will be announced on December 18th.
إن لازم كلنا نشارك، دي بلدنا وبنحبها، ولازم كلنا نشارك، اللي موافق واللي مش موافق واللي عايز يختار أي حد يختاره، بس لازم يبقى لنا صوت وكلمة. الحمد لله بقى لنا، فلازم ننزل كلنا، كبير قبل الصغير.
التركة تقيلة، والوضع بتاع مصر مش وضع سهل، وعدد السكان في مصر ومصر كبيرة جدا، فأعتقد إنه يعني فكرتي انه الشخص اللي ابتدى يقدر يكمل باكثر ايجابيه من انه شخص جديد يجي لسه يبتدي. لكن بندعي وبنصلي من اجل ان يحصل نقله جديده في مصر في الوقت الجاي، بالذات في القصه الاقتصاديه.